I already showed the video of the man, Auntie Renee. I already showed the video of the man. Hello?
Hey.
Hi. Can you turn your camera on?
Oh yeah, my camera's on. I was just getting ready. I was getting
Oh,
ready for bed, but I had to jump on here. Noble, what is going? Listen, I had to jump off your live, go to her page, and look at all the other videos.
uh-huh.
Like this was like, listen, ladies, we are worth so much more than this. If you get any inkling, listen, Noble, I walked away 2 years from somebody. I had no hard evidence, but my gut and my intuition don't lie. It don't never lie to you. It never lies to you. If you feel something, you are feeling it for a reason. It's not happened by happenstance. This. People can call you whatever. Let them call you whatever. But long as you have your dignity and peace of mind, let them say whatever they want to say. You gotta walk away. That right. If
No,
she saw,
for
if she saw red flags, she should have been. Yo, this dude, he love bombed the shit out of her. Like those 5 months that he Noble, he was going hard on her. He prayed on her like a fucking praying mantis, and he prayed on her. And the thing about it with some of us is that women, we need to just shut up sometimes. Shut up, stop talking so much, and see a man for how he see how he moves. Stop talking so much. See how he moves. In his movements, it would have showed her that this dude was a piece of crap. That she would have seen all those signs. She would have been seeing this. She could have saved herself 4 months of heartache. She
no,
went like
that's
submarine level in her feelings. Like in 5 months, you was that submarine level deep.
and mind you, they went to Vegas like 2 weeks ago now. Of those 5 months,
I
they
saw
didn't
that.
even sleep together. They didn't even sleep together until a couple weeks ago when they was in Vegas.
Right. And when she was on a video and she said, tell him where we are, he didn't want to admit where they were
And
because he didn't want no, he didn't want nobody to say, yeah, you said y'all was in Vegas. No, she said that. That's what he was gonna flip that and say because he excuse my French, he mind fucked the shit out of her. Noble, I'm 54 years old. You can't run game on somebody who invented this shit. I'm sorry. You are not, nobody can't come and with the okie, soon as I smell the first sign of bullshit, I'm out. I will never let
and
nobody to tell me that there's a shortage of black men. Yup, you're bullshitting because what's for me, I'm going to get mine. I'm not even worried about, trust me, I will have a man if it's in my cards to have one. But I'll
and
be
it's not
damned if I'm going to
just
sit. I'm not gonna sit here and accept scraps like I'm a pigeon. You're not gonna throw crumbs at me like a pigeon and think that this because just for the sake of having a man. Absolutely not.
and it's not just pertaining to dating, just in life in general. Like when you get a gut feeling or something,
You
10
gotta
times
go
out of
act
10
on
is a
it.
reason that you're getting that feeling. You should probably listen to it. You should believe it and listen to it.
Noble.
So
You
that let's I have some questions I want to ask, and I know
ask.
you're gonna keep it real. I just want you to keep it real. So
Ask.
let's get right into it. Do you think women often ignore their intuition pertaining to men they're dating? And if so,
Absolutely.
why do you think that is?
Because we disillusion ourselves. Women, let me tell you, I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm 54 years old. Listen, I don't have no time to lie. Maybe this could save somebody else. We as women, we like to see the best in people. We like to disillusion ourselves. Oh, maybe we question and we question ourselves and that intuition that we were born with. We were born with intuition and we question it. And we have no reason to question it. Just because you don't have no hard evidence. I didn't have hard evidence 2 years in. I didn't have any hard evidence, but guess what? When my intuition kicked in and I started, things didn't click right. Somebody who's a creature of habit, and all of a sudden you're deriving from those. I'm out. It was no question. I just said, lose my number. That's it. No explanation. I'm not explaining nothing to you. I'm not explaining nothing until this day. 2 years later, he's still texting me. Dude, I don't even answer or respond. I don't block him. I keep his number right live just so I know not to mess with him. Like, oh, that's his number. If he calls me, I'm not gonna answer. We disillusion ourselves, Noble. We as women, we have to stop disillusioning ourselves. When people show you who they are, you have to believe it. And a lot of us do that, and I've done it plenty of times. I'm guilty of it. I'm not sitting here like I'm some perfect person. The reason why I
Right.
can say that is because I've been through it. I got the T-shirt, the tote bag, the coffee mug, the hat. I got, you know what I'm saying. I got all of that. Keychain. I've done that. Been there.
I heard you. So my second question, Miss Daniel, is do you believe in long distance relationships? And before you answer, so they were living in the same state. They both live in North Carolina, but there was like a 3 to 4 hour, between 3 and 4 hour distance between them.
Yeah.
But this woman said, and you went into her page and watched the videos, so you saw that this woman said that this man, when her mom was sick, he came to her mom's house and cooked food for them and took care of them. She said that he supported her publicly, went to her shows, met her friends, met her family, but she didn't meet his family. She didn't meet his mom. She didn't meet any of his friends. So my question is, do you believe in long distance relationships? What are your thoughts on long distance relationships?
Me personally, it don't work for me because my needs as a woman at 54 is different. Like, I don't, I need to be able to be like, listen, you coming over to my house today, or am I come over your house? It just, I'm like, I'm an empty nester. My 2 children are adults. It's like, okay, so let's make some plans and let's go, away for the weekend, or let's go out to dinner, or let's go have lunch, and I'll pop up. Let's go to your job, or you come. I have a restaurant. Come to my restaurant. I'm gonna make you lunch for the day. I'm spontaneous like that. So long distance would not work for me. But he liked it like that. Of course, he met all her family. Of course, he did. Did she meet any of his? No, absolutely
No.
not. Because he wasn't going to have that. Yeah, like, I lived in North Carolina at one time. I know there's places in North Carolina there you are 3 hours away from somebody. Easy.
Hmm.
He preyed on her. He was a predator. He preyed on her. And that wife
So,
knows, that wife knows how he is, but
right.
again, we as women, we sit and disillusion ourselves, and we just accept the crumbs and the crap and the scraps, and come on.
And that's my thing though too. It's like there's a lot of sisters wanting to have sympathy for this woman, but it's like no, the wife knew too. Like
Yep.
this man is taking weekend trips out to Vegas. This man is going 3 hours away to her
Yep.
shows and going to spend time at her mom's house. And like, y'all, we're not gonna sit here and act like the wife didn't know what was good with him. And she has children. She has several children with this man. She's been with this man for 7 years. Like, she been putting up with it for whatever reason.
You're right. And we don't know how long she's been with him before they even got married. So they was married for 7 years. So they might been together for 10 years. And she know 10, that's a decade. You know this man inside out, and you know what he's doing, and you know what he's up to.
Right.
I've seen women like
So
that. I had it was a girl in North Carolina. Her husband was a truck driver. He had a woman somewhere up in Maryland. He had a woman in Maryland and had her in North Carolina. And I'm sitting here looking at this like a tennis match. Like, dude, what are you doing?
no, for real. So what are your thoughts on random pop-ups and going through phones? Do you and obviously she said this man had been pursuing her, for a year. including those 5 months. But she said she finally gave in, despite the fact that she was on her healing journey. And she said she decided, to randomly pop up to his place. What are your thoughts on, pop ups and going through your partner's phone?
Those are two no's for me. Those are two hard ass no's. I'm not
Me
popping up
too.
on nobody or nowhere, not to your job, not if you told me you was at Kroger's or the supermarket or whatever supermarket you at, and it could be around the corner from me. I'm not doing that. I don't have time for I don't if I feel like I gotta go through your phone, it's time for me to bounce. I'm not going through nobody's phone, nobody's pockets, nobody's. I'm not doing none of that. Like at this age and stage in my life, my self esteem is high. Thank God that that I had to build myself up to this level. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't always here. I built myself up to this level. I will refuse to let anybody drag me back down to where I came from. There's no way. I'm not going no pop-ups. No, if I feel like I gotta pop up on somebody or I gotta keep calling you 4 or 5 times. I'm not doing none of that.
Right.
None of it.
If I
I'll
feel
call
like I
you. I'll text you if you don't respond. It's a dub on that. Like I'm not whatever, dude. Whatever.
if you feel as a man or a woman, if you get to the point where you feel like you said you need to be going to people's phones, checking people's pockets, putting trackers on people's cars, showing up to their job, showing up to like when they tell you they're gonna be at the gym. If you feel like you need to do all that, there must be something in your gut telling you, like there's something in your gut, your intuition is telling you something is going on. Why keep entertaining the situation? Like, why live like that? Why be in a relationship with someone that's gonna have you feeling like that? Don't make any sense to me.
It doesn't. I no, yeah, I did. I've been there, done that. Popped up, popped up at my baby daddy house. Popped up, it popped up on somebody else came and popped up. You know what I'm saying? So I popped up on a pop up. Like I'm not doing none of that. Like that at this point, I'm not doing. Life is too short. If this pandemic hasn't taught me anything, it's taught me like life is short. Live your life. Don't waste time on trivial bullshit. That's like that right there. It wasn't. I don't know how this became a whole trilogy. I mean, we're here. We're all here for it. We're watching it, and we all have opinions about it. But I'm gonna be honest. As a woman, that that has been broken down like how she is, I don't wish that on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But when your gut and your intuition speaks to you, ladies, please listen to that shit because it ain't lying to you. You feeling that way for a reason. I'm not even going through somebody's phone. That shit is corny. Like who's dude? I am not doing that. I will replace you. I don't have no problems at all. There is not a man shortage out here. Please stop. Don't even feed into that. Oh, what guy you gotta get a man, and when you get one, you gotta hold on to him. However, you can hold on to him. No, if he doesn't want to be held on to, let his ass go.
I heard that. So Miss Danielle, my next question is: you heard her say that, oh, I was dating this man for 5 months. This man was the love of my life. He was, talking about marrying me. We were looking at rings together. Is she not a little crazy for calling a man that she was dating for 5 months the love of her life?
Noble, I don't know how she got that deep. That's what I first said when I came on. I don't know how she got that. But then again, I could see how because he came in hard body. He came in there kissing her on the neck, rubbing her. He came in, and I don't mean literally, I mean figuratively. Figuratively.
Right.
He came in there and
Yeah.
he love bombed the shit out of her. Like everything she wanted to hear, she he told her. That's why I never answer men when they say, "Oh, what you looking for in a man?" No, don't worry about what I'm looking for. You be yourself and let me see if I like you enough to stick around for more than 3 months. That's me. I ain't telling you asking me what kind of man I like. Don't worry about what kind of man I like. You be the man you supposed to be, and I'll see if I like you. That's how that goes. Because once you men be so well, what kind of man you like? They will take notes. they will be that they will get all hit on all bulletin points, but you'll be meeting their representative. You will not be meeting the real man. You'll be meeting a representative of him until you meet him. Okay? And that's why you get you that's why I mean why you gotta shut up and listen. Be quiet and listen. And watch, listen and watch how a man moves. You will learn how you will learn everything you need to know about a man by watching his movements. Watch how he moves. 5 months, she
So
was dead. She like I see her crying
right.
that she woke up. I'm still angry, and I'm sitting here like, girl, I would have drunk some Patron, and I would have been over there, dude. Okay, I would have had one night of drunk, and then I would have been like, oh well, let me heal from this and move on.
She
She's
she still has
beautiful.
videos with the man on her page.
Yes, I see that. She's beautiful. She can sing. She's talented. I've watched a video with Malcolm Jamal Warner, the girl from Basketball Wives. All of them was praising her skills as a singer. And you let some man who's not even worth the time of day, like, you know what I'm saying? You could either pluck him like a piece of gum off the bottom of your shoe and just keep it pushing. Like, why? What is the what? 5 months? And she's
Okay.
gorgeous. She's pretty. Like she's got like girl, you can sing, you're pretty, you beat all these places where there are men if you want a man, and you let somebody like the likes of him come along and throw you completely off your square. How?
What, Miss Danielle, what are your thoughts on keeping it private until it's permanent? Because there's a lot of men and women that say, oh, you know, I'm going to keep my relationship private until we get married. But there's people like, well, you see, this is a result of keeping your relationship private. When people don't know, when if people have an opportunity to see who you're with, people that know you, or even people that don't know you, if they don't know that person to be a good person, if they know that person to have things going on, they may be able to alert you of those things. But you also have people that are like, people can't spoil what they don't know about. So like where do you stand on that? At 54 years old, where do you stand on that?
I don't well, me, I don't believe in keeping it that private. And the reason why I say that is because your story might help someone else. Her story, she might help so many women out here that are going through something. There might be women who have watched her video who might be entangled with a married man and don't really know how to get out, but might see her story, be like, you know what, I think it's time for me to go. I think I really need to get, or they might be with someone that's not good for them. This might motivate them to disconnect from that person and just and start that healing process. So her story might empower and uplift someone. So everybody has a story to tell, and so your story might be somebody's salve, some healing salve on them. You don't know. So I believe in keeping it private for a little bit, maybe the first 90 days, but after that, nah, brother, we gotta be holding hands down the street. We gotta be in these streets. And I mean these social media streets too. Cause when nobody talk about, oh, that's my man. Oh, Earl, you walking with Earl? That's my man tonight. We not finna be doing that now. Come on.
No, I heard you. So I
This
have
is
two more
this
questions, Miss
looks like
Danielle.
but thank you, Noble, for sharing this because I really literally took time and looked at a lot of her videos. And I feel bad for her, but she knew. She
Right.
knew. She knew. She knew in her gut, even though she might not want to verbalize it and admit it out loud to us in herself. She knew, like the wife knew. The wife knew.
Right. So I have two more questions I want to ask you before I let you go.
Go ahead,
So
brother.
how often do married men and men that are in relationships hit you up? Because nowadays and I'm 26. Nowadays, women my age, women in their 30s, women in their 40s, women in their 50s that are on social media, they say that their DMs are full of men that are supposed to be in relationships. Their DMs are full of married men. Obviously, I'm a man. I'm a heterosexual man. I don't deal with men in that manner. I don't have men hitting me up. So I want to know, even at your age, and even when you were younger, like just throughout your life, has there been a lot of men that were in relationships and a lot of married men that have hit you up?
Absolutely. If you entertain, like there are people that are married that their wives and them have some sort of understanding, and sometimes it's unspoken. And especially in my age era, because I'm 50, I'll be 55, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I come from an era where, you just turn a blind eye. You don't say anything. You don't, let. I don't care as long as he bringing home the check. I don't care. He can do
Right.
whatever as long as me pay the bills. That kind of thing.
Right.
I rather have my. I'm divorced, so I rather have my dignity, and I rather have my self respect, and I rather have peace of mind than to be entangled with um somebody who's married. I'm not entertaining nobody. I had a guy that was pursuing me. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. We were just like, it was nothing. We never held hands, we never kissed, nothing. He has a business, I have a business, so we connected in on that way. So he was like, yeah. And one day he said to me, I really like you, but I have a girlfriend. And I said, okay. And I said, and he says, well, I know you're not going to entertain nothing like that. And he was really testing me because he wanted me to say, I don't care about you having a girlfriend. And I said to him, you're absolutely right. I'm not entertaining anything. Do I look like I need to be sharing a man with anybody? Like, I'm not sharing a man with anybody. And I'm not saying that I'm all this and all that, but my integrity won't allow me to stoop that low to knowingly put myself in a position to be somebody's side chick. I'm not
Right.
doing that. I don't have to. I do not have to. I could go on dates every day if I want to.
Right.
But I'm damn sure not going to engage with somebody's man. I have too much respect for myself. I love women, and I would never disrespect another woman like that. That's majorly disrespectful. But I told the brother, I said, I'm glad you told me that you have a girlfriend, and I really appreciate it. But I don't rock like that. That's not how I do things. That's not how I operate. At this age or stage of my life, I want to do the right thing. I want to do things in the right way. Because there's no telling how long I'm going to have left on this earth. You think I'm going to be somebody's side chick or somebody's special friend on the obituary? Hell no.
Right. Right. All right, Miss Danielle. So my last question is, because you hear a lot of these women talk about all these terrible experiences they have, pertaining to dating, all these trash men that they deal with. And I want you to, you've been being all the way real. And I want you to keep it real when I ask you this question. Have you personally ever done a background check on a man before you, like, even went out on a date with him or pursued anything serious with him at all? Because
Well,
if women started doing background checks, I think a lot of these problems, a lot of these issues wouldn't even be a thing for a lot of these women. That's how I personally feel, though. So have you personally ever done? And listen, to all the women here, I know a lot of y'all. I know like 99% of y'all have never ever done a background check on a man before. So I know when y'all come up here, I know that y'all are going to say that y'all have, but now I know for a fact that 99% of y'all have never ever done not one background check on a man. And if y'all were doing background checks for real, there wouldn't be y'all all of y'all wouldn't be having the same problems and be complaining about the same thing. Let's keep it
well,
real.
Noble, let me ask you this, Noble. Like, because you talking to someone who's 54. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there was no background checks when I started dating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They were like, you asked around the hood, around the way about a certain person. You like this. Hey, you know about. You know about Ray Ray. You know about what's up with him? Who his brother? Where he live at? You ask the neighborhood about this particular person. But
Uh,
even in 2023, why should we have to be um doing background checks? Why you can't act like a person of integrity? Why you can't become and be the man and woman that you supposed to be and you say you are and you portray yourself to be? Why do I have to do a background check on a man? Unless I think he's a pedophile, around my grandchildren, then that may be a reason why I'm doing a background check to see if he's been in prison and what he's been in prison for. But I don't think that we should be. I think people should act and move with integrity. We shouldn't have to be doing background checks for what?
right. People like theoretically in a perfect world, everyone would have, dignity. Everyone would be out here moving with integrity. Everyone would be honest. Everyone would be being themselves and, being the best person they can be for themselves and to others. But we live in a real world. We live on earth, and that is just not what's going on. That is not
But
what
but let me tell
happens.
you. But let me stop you, Noble. A background check is like a resume. You could put any fucking thing you want on that bitch. You could create a background check to make yourself look very pristine. Okay, you can do that. That doesn't mean that you are a person of integrity. To me, that's what it seems like. A background check is like, unless you're doing a criminal background check. Okay, well, because what kind of background check are we referring to? Do this person have what, bad
Every,
credit,
but
or
every
what are we
but
doing?
everything though, because if you do like a real legit background check, you can see marriage records, you can see divorce records, you can see property, that people have lived at and who owns the property. So you can get a lot of information about a man or a woman by doing a background check on them. That's why jobs do background checks on people, in addition to references and verifying that you went to whatever school or that you worked at whatever company. That's why they do background checks, because we need to know who we're hiring. And it's not a guarantee. That don't mean that if somebody got a squeaky clean record that they're
Right,
not a trash person, they're not a trash man or a trash
right,
woman. But a lot of
right.
people would avoid a lot of these trash men and trash women if they probably did do like a background check on people. That's just what I think
In a
though.
back, yeah, but a background check can tell you if somebody is married. That's important. That part is important because a background check doesn't really tell you what the person is like. They only tell
Right,
you what they've done and maybe the the assets they may have.
right,
That doesn't tell you that this person is of integrity.
right.
That doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you that part. But yeah, but I mean, like, damn, we really got to do a background check like that? Like, shit, damn. I guess you know what? I guess you're right, Noble, because I'm. Listen, I could do my own fucking background check. My intuition ain't gonna lie to me at all. All I see, you move funny style. Two minutes, you move funny style. I'm out. I
Miss
move right along.
Miss Daniel, do you have a cafe? Do you have a restaurant? What do you have?
I
A
have a restaurant. I have a takeout restaurant in Brooklyn.
Okay, you have a takeout restaurant in Brooklyn. When you've hired people, you've done background checks on the people that you hired, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
I
but
have not. And let me tell you why. I have great people. I have a great staff. Well, first of all, my daughter, she manages the place, so I'll not do it back. She came from me. I know. I know she's integrity. I know she has integrity.
right,
But I'm the type of person that I sit down and I talk to you and I let you talk. I let people talk. I sit and have like 2 hour interviews with people, and all I do is let them talk. Well, where you been at? What restaurant have you been in, and where you worked at? And people would give you more information than you asked for. Trust me. I've had people coming in, and I'd be like, I ain't hiring this motherfucker because he ain't worth shit. Like this, you can already tell they're full of shit. That intuition, Noble, don't lie to you. I have yet to come across one person that has walked into my establishment that I've hired that has shafted me. I have not one.
mm.
because you gotta let a person move how they move. I'm not gonna. No, I haven't done a background check. I got cameras. I got cameras, and I have intuition.
Okay. So what's your closing words, Miss Danielle? Listen, like I said, I do believe, ladies, that maybe just try to start doing background checks. Maybe your dating life will be better. Maybe the caliber of men that you deal with will be better. But Miss Danielle, what's your final thoughts? What's your closing words that you want to say to the ladies
Noble,
pertaining to this situation?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My dating life is pretty hot. My dating life is lit. It's not trash, right? But I want to say that your intuition never lies to you. It never lies to you. It never lies to you. And as far as like, yeah, maybe I should start doing background checks and all that. But I don't dismiss people because they've been to jail, because we don't know why, unless they've been, like, again, unless they've been to jail for pedophilia and stuff like that, or rape, or those kind of things, assault on people. Then yeah, okay. But I don't dismiss somebody going to prison because they could have went to prison for doing something when they were young, and all that kind of stuff. But your intuition, this is my last and final thought, is your intuition will never steer you wrong. Never. Never. It will never lie. When you see that, when you get that feeling in your gut, and it's a red flag, it's a red flag.
That's a fact. Miss Danielle, thank you for coming up here, ma'am. I appreciate you. You are always welcome here. I hope you have a great night. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Start doing background checks on people, man. Because listen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell
You
you
know what,
something.
Noble? I'm
Let
gonna
me tell
listen
you
to
something.
you.
Let me you need to start doing background checks for real, because you about to be looking for some cashiers at some point in time this year, and somebody gonna come in that done got 4 charges for fraud, and you gonna put them up there at your cashier, and as your cashier, when
Mhm.
it's time to count at the end of the night, the stuff gonna be short. Everything you going when you actually do your
Yeah,
audit,
but
you
you
like,
know
damn,
what,
we've been
Noble?
short. We've been short
My
5 out of 7 days this week. Why is that?
I have a takeout restaurant, and my restaurant is small. So I have a takeout restaurant, right? So my daughter, she handles everything, my money, everything. My daughter, she's a grown woman. She handles. I've never been short yet, thank God. My that because she handles my money. But again, but I am going to do background checks, Noble. I'm going to listen to you because I'm not. I'm open to suggestions, critique, whatever. I'm open to it. Because you're younger than me and I'm older than you doesn't mean that you can't teach me anything. So I am going to do background checks. But right now
Please.
I have two cooks. They're great men, and I have no problems with them. But if God forbid, if I ever need anybody else, I'm going to do a background check.
Cause listen, you're not just gonna let anybody, you're not just gonna let anyone in the street off the street come in your house. Like
No,
your restaurant, your place of business, that's like your second home. Like you shouldn't
right,
let anyone off the street come in there and employ them either. Like
right.
you need to do a background check on people. It's more than an interview. Anyone can. You just talked about meeting people as representative. Everyone's in representative mode in a job interview.
You're absolutely right. You're right.
I mean, I'm sure you've had to fire people before. I'm sure you had to fire someone before.
Well, I've only been open 2 years, and I haven't. I the only the that I've had a person leave and go to another job that was closer to their home because they was traveling far. But I've never fired anybody.
Okay, but
I've
but
never. I've never. But again, I've only been open 2 years.
right. So as you continue to grow, and as
Absolutely.
you continue to like as you gonna get to the point, God willing, that you're gonna have to get a bigger space, and you're gonna have to hire more people, and
Right.
hire more
Right.
people, the
Yeah. I
turnover, and
will. I
you
mean,
going you're gonna have to
when
fire
I
somebody
grow.
one day. So
Yeah.
one day
Absolutely.
somebody's gonna come in and give a great interview and have a great representative. They're gonna pass the background check, but they're not gonna be the best worker.
Right. And
They're
they go
gonna
to and
show up
yeah.
late.
Yeah, and you're gonna see me do like a series of TikToks or how I had to. Okay, though, boy, I got you. You don't want me to go to jail, right? You're right.
All
You
right.
know what? You're right. I don't need to be in nobody's prison. So yes, let me start doing background check. And I'm not saying this to be, funny, but you're absolutely right, and I am. I will.
All right. Thank you, Miss Danielle. You
But
have a
let me
good
shout
night,
out my
okay?
restaurant. My restaurant is Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food Kitchen in Brooklyn, New York. It's
Okay.
named after my mother and my grandmother, who were both had food businesses, and they're no longer here. But I carry their name into my restaurant, and I'll be opening another location soon. But we'll see what happens with that.
That's
Yeah,
great. That's great. When I'm out in
and I'm
New
gonna do
York,
my
if I'm out in
background
Brooklyn,
checks.
hey, if when I'm out in New York, if I'm out in Brooklyn, I need a meal on the house, and then I'm gonna come back the next day and pay. But I need the first meal on the house. Can we do that?
Okay, excuse me. Excuse me.
No, I'm
You need
playing.
you
Look, look,
need
look,
you
look,
you
look. I'm
need to
playing.
you
Listen,
need to
listen.
hook up. You need to hook up
No,
before
no,
you.
no. Listen.
Now
Listen.
I
I'm
know
a
you jobbing around. I know you
Yeah,
playing. I know
listen,
you
because you
playing.
know what? Don't let people do that to you, because that's what a
Of
lot of
course
people.
not.
That's what a lot of people in our community like to do. Like they'll go everywhere else and don't ask for a discount, don't ask for nothing for free. But when it's somebody that they know, when it's somebody they got a relationship with, they don't want to fully support them. So don't
Yeah,
let anybody do that
when
to
they go
you.
to the Chinese and they got to fight with them for extra duck sauce and soy sauce. But then when they come to me, they want this, that, and the third. And
Yeah,
I be like, yo, y'all be holding black people, black businesses to a whole other standard than y'all these other businesses.
right.
Y'all don't do this in McDonald's. Y'all don't do this at the Chinese. Y'all don't do this at Burger King. But when y'all come in black businesses, y'all see black faces. Y'all be trying to give us the business. And honey, I'm here for it. I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you. I'm
yeah,
here for it because I could refuse service. I have the right to refuse service and have a good night. That because come on, yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna come through and blow the bag. I'm gonna leave a tip and all that. Okay.
Come through, Noble. I definitely want to chop it up with you. We could have all these conversations that you have. I'm following you. I'm gonna stay connected, and when you go live, I'm gonna try to tune in because I think this was a great topic, and I wish you all the best, and I hope you get those 10,000 likes you wanted to get. How much was it?
Hey, we got him. We got
All right, good. I'm
him.
glad for you, brother. You got them. Amen to that. But thank you for sharing this story because this was crazy.
Yeah.
This was crazy. But thank you. You guys have a good night, and everybody have a good week and a good weekend.
All right. Thank you. You have a good one as well, Miss
You
Danielle. You have a
too.
good one as well.
Bye.
She dope, man. She dope. That was a dope conversation, man.